Hello, this is my 23rd video of me playing Spelunky's daily challenge in Spelunky, where I don't play it every day anymore because I have other things to do, which are frankly more important. Let's look at who's played today's daily challenge, which is probably nobody, because nobody does it anymore. Nobody's done it, so that's great. So whatever happens, I'll come top of the table, so it's fine. There's been a long period between, I can't remember how to navigate the menu, there we go. This isn't going to go on for very long. It's been a very long period between me doing this and the last thing because things have happened, and that's it, and that's my excuse. You might remember at the end of the last one, after I died after about 10 minutes, oh, my frame rate's gone through the floor, that's good, that I said I was going to do a video about rights and entitlement or something. I probably said that as part of a series of things about ideas and inspirations, which is the most broad, vague category ever, which is great because I can do anything I like with that. And I've left a dog up there, and I immediately should have gone after that dog, and there's... Should I get... Yeah, alright, let's go after the dog. But it's great, it's a broad category that allows me to just make up stupid things. That's great, that's excellent, let's go through there and try not to die. But these are actually all things that are quite important to me and do matter. Rights and entitlement is something that I actually went away and read a couple of books about. So I even spent a bit of time trying to think about how to properly approach this topic. And two of the things I read were old philosophy related things from when I was doing philosophy years and years ago now. I read some stuff by an Australian guy called Singer, who you may not have heard of, or you may have heard of, I should say. He's still alive today, and I think it's Peter Singer, and he writes a lot about human rights, and he's a bit controversial with possibly some of his ideas about human rights and animal rights. And a guy called Alistair McIntyre, who is Scottish, and I think who is also still alive today, and certainly was still alive a couple of years ago. These are actually not people who I think are massively old, so they might be with us for a while longer yet. And I read what they had to say, and then I realised it actually had absolutely nothing to do with what I wanted to say in this video. So that was a good start, and a good way for me to actually avoid talking about the topic, which so far I've done quite a good job of doing generally in all these videos by getting to sort of the end of the first level without actually touching on anything. So that's quite good, and I've rescued a dog, which is also good. So we all win really, don't we? So if I can just kill a snake here for no good reason, I can go through a tunnel, and I haven't touched on it. And so I thought about how I was gonna try and cover this from different angles or different start points, and I wasn't really sure, and because I've got a rope, I can use a rope to hopefully trigger that trap. Yeah, got a lot of ropes is what I meant to say. So I thought maybe I'll start with the story of my first ever job, and hopefully this will lead round to being relevant. I started work when I was 16 because it was a thing that some people did, and it was certainly in my family's values to do that. Don't know if I want to kill that shopkeeper yet, let's be sensible. Something amazing happened when I was 16, which is my family suddenly decided that I had to work, and this was news to me. I thought I was just going to be 16, and they actually said, no, what happens now is you have a job. Same thing happened when I was 18. They said, what happens now is you have to pay rent. They didn't sort of prepare me for any of these things before they happened. So it felt a bit like they were shifting the goalposts on my upbringing, but there you go. And I worked in a place called B&Q, which was a hardware store, which was based on a place called Home Depot, which is a big hardware store that's in America. And because I was sort of able to talk to people without offending them, and I had sort of the basic nuances of social behaviour, I was made a greeter and a security guy, and what I had to do was stand at the front of the store and greet people as they came in. I also had a radio, and I had to work with all the store detectives, and it was a very interesting job to give to a 16-year-old because it was quite a bit more responsibility than some of the other people I worked with who were older. But it also made me first point of contact for the store, and I think it gave me a kind of social phobia ever since, because what would happen would be, or anyone who works in retail or the service industry can tell you this, when you work in a place where anyone can come in, and so just anyone can come in, and you're at the front door of an institution, and people come in and all sorts of things happen. And some of those people are customers, and they're fine, and they buy stuff, and yeah, it's okay, you know, and they're being customers, and that's all right. And I don't feel confident playing Spelunky anymore. I don't know why. But then, oh no, don't. Oh, careful now, careful. There's a man for sale down there. He's just wearing pants. Okay, well, we knew about that. We've seen him before. And I quickly kind of became uncomfortable, and I've missed gold there, that was really silly. Quickly became uncomfortable because although a lot of people come in and they shop and they're fine, some people just, you know, the general public can come into the store and they can behave in any kind of way towards you, and if they're very angry with you, they can be very angry, or they're very angry with anything, they can do that. And there's a certain amount of flexibility that you have to give customers, particularly if you have managers who have that sort of, who espouse the philosophy of customer worship, as many do, where basically you have to be very respectful to the people who come in, no matter what they might do. I hadn't been working in the job for very long before someone had been particularly horrible to me, and that continues to happen to people who work in retail and the service industry. It's why you should at least tip people, because on a daily basis they do have to deal with strangers who just aren't very nice to them. But it made me think a lot about how we treat people when we have money or when we have expectations of them. And as I say, it may have given me a certain mild amount of social phobia, just standing out in front of a place and all kinds of people coming in to shop or not to shop. And I don't know if this still sort of is the kind of thing that I think about nowadays. I guess it must be. I have kind of, don't fall on spikes. Okay, it's fine. That's fine. We're fine. I can't play this game anymore. I don't know how anything works. I don't know how the controls work or anything. One of the things that I do is write lots of stuff on the internet for money. And as anyone else who does this for a job will tell you, this is often just kind of terrible. I mean, I'm very lucky, I'm very privileged to be able to do what I do, and I like a lot of what I do, and I work with some great people, and I can't throw this mouse down this hole, but I have to trigger the trap. Oh, for heaven's sake! This mouse is making me very angry. And so, yep, there we go, excellent. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that are great about it, and I shouldn't complain, but I am in a kind of a weird situation. 10 years ago I was doing this for magazines, and people would buy magazines, and you know, your audience would be purchasers who I suppose I still have a lot of respect for. Oh no, quickly now. Okay, we're fine, everything's fine, it's all fine. We've got the thing going up here, we're fine. Oh. But there was something of a gating mechanism, I guess. People spend £5 or £6 to buy a magazine that my work is in. And people occasionally respond, and they respond positively or negatively. Now, I write in quite a different climate, where pretty much everything that I do is freely available on the internet for people to look at. And a lot of people look at it, and sometimes an awful lot of people look at it, depending on what I do. And that's nice, because one of the reasons that people write is to be read. But things feel very different nowadays, when you write a thing and you get hundreds, maybe thousands of comments on it across the internet. From a selection. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that was close. How come that guy is not being stabbed? Why is he not being stabbed? And that frog's not being stabbed. I'm a bit confused about what's going on here, I'll be honest with you. Is there just no stabby thing there? I guess there isn't. It's fine. But I think I need to sidestep this for a moment before I go back to saying that I write for a lot of stuff that's freely available. I do a lot of stuff on the internet. I have a lot of stuff available to me that's kind of entirely free. I have free Skype conversations with people using Skype, which is free, and I go on the internet and I read newspapers that are free to read, and it's fine, it's just going to explode. I am so nervous, I'll be honest with you, I'm so nervous. I haven't played Spelunky in quite a while. And although I pay for things, I pay for the editing software that we use for Shut Up and Sit Down. Oh, a shotgun! Oh, they're good, because they do that, and they do that, and they do that. And I've certainly just robbed a shop. And I've got 8 bombs, and I can go and get that dog. Obviously, I paid for Spelunky. I didn't need to pay for the free software that I use to capture videos. Ooh, secret door. Oh, this is excellent. This is turning out rather nicely. Everything's coming up Millhouse again. Where is it? Somewhere around there. This could turn into a very good game of Spelunky if I don't immediately get killed by the ghost that's right next to me. So this is fine. How do we get around this? I don't know if this is a result of being a kid of the 80s, but I'm actually just amazed by the amount of free stuff that I have and that I can use in my day-to-day life. And when I write for a website like Eurogamer or IGN or whatever, then people get to read my stuff for free. And it's obviously supported by advertising and whatnot, but I don't think it costs you anything at all to... Probably, if you're watching this video, I'm trying to think how much it actually costs you to watch this video, which is probably just your internet subscription. Oh, I'm going to get killed, because that guy is going to get me killed. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, that didn't last very long. That didn't last very long at all. How long was that game? That game was certainly 11 minutes and 4 seconds long. And again, I'll blame that on the dude causing trouble rather than myself, because those guys are... Did you watch the video where one of them actually shot me? Well, the guy on my own side shot me. Did you see that? I don't know. So it's good. I'm glad that I got to the end of my discussion of this, because it's a complex topic, and I definitely explored all of it and didn't die too soon, with not a bad score, to be fair. I don't really know what people are entitled to, and I don't really know what rights are. Alistair McIntyre and Peter Singer have a lot of slightly controversial things to say about human rights and whether they even really exist as anything more of an abstract concept. It's definitely worth looking back at the evolution of those concepts and reading, if you're at all interested in philosophy, a bit of Rawls, or I don't know, maybe Rousseau, or the social contract ideas in things like Hobbes' Leviathan. But as I try and be a fairly open person on the internet, and I try and be clear about what I think and how I feel, and not be ambiguous with people. And I appreciate that writing a piece of work on the internet, for example, people are owed a certain amount of right to criticise me or put their opinions across or say what they think. But the internet's a very interesting medium for making a lot of stuff free and making a lot of discussion free, and allowing a lot of people to say things to each other. And I don't know if it's a great leveler or not, or if it makes people feel that they are more important than they really are. This ties into free speech, and there was a whole thing here I was going to say about free speech and freedom of action that I just don't have time to say because I'm dead and we're both looking at my scoreboard. I can move the mouse around for a bit if you like, that's quite exciting. We can go back to the menu. But I don't feel a particularly entitled person myself, and I feel it really unusual when other people do, and I don't know if this is a working class upbringing or not. The thing with things like freedom of speech is I feel like it comes with responsibility. The internet was supposed to be something. I decided when I was a teenager that the internet wasn't really something that allowed anyone to say anything. It was actually something that allows everyone to say everything, which is quite different and arguably a lot less useful. Same for freedom of action. Freedom of action actually comes with responsibility. So I hope you've enjoyed me not making sense for about 12 or 13 minutes. What I'm going to do now is go and get my empty mug of coffee, which is next to me, and just cry into it for a long time. The next video I'm going to make is about someone who's actually possibly my hero, and I'm not going to tell you who that is yet, but one of the biggest influences in my life, and that fits into my ideas and inspirations theme. And it will hopefully be a lot more coherent, because this is definitely the worst video I've ever made. Bye.